Hi there, and welcome back to Blue Ocean English. This is the third lesson in a series introducing exam preparation. In this video, I will explain how the scoring system for the exams work and the way you need to think about the exams, the mentality you need. Before we begin, let me explain in general about the things that you can do to improve your score in whatever exam you are taking. There are three key areas that you can practice and improve. There is first your use of English. Generally improve how you use English, use more difficult grammar, more difficult phrases and vocabulary. Then there's your exam practice, so how you practice the actual exam you are taking, how you learn the exercises, what you need to do, how you do well in them. I explained these in more detail in the previous videos. And then the third area that you can practice that we will look at today and that will improve your score is the way that you think about the exam, the mentality that you have about the exam. Before we get to that, let's first look at how the scoring system works. So I will explain what you get points for and the mentality, the way you need to think about passing the exam and getting a great score. I will show you what to study, what to practice, and how to plan your answers. These can all make an enormous difference to your final result. So, how do you pass an exam? How do you get a fantastic score? If you want a great score, it's very important to understand why is the examiner giving you points. It's very important that you begin to focus on the examiner. The examiner is the person who gives you the points. If the examiner gives you lots of points, you get a great score in the exam. So if you know why the examiner is giving you these points, it will change the way you prepare and think about the exam. I will explain what I've learned after 20 years of teaching exam preparation courses and 10 years of being an examiner. So here, this is my examiner's book. This explains to examiners like me all the reasons that I should give you points in the exam. Understanding how the scoring system works and what's in this book can help you to change the way you study and prepare for the exam. Remember, I can't say this enough, getting a great score in English exams is not just about being fantastic at English. Getting a great score is about knowing what is in the exam, what you get points for, and how to practice these things in a flexible way about your world so that you can use them in the exam. So finally, let me tell you about the secret to success, how to think like an examiner. So an examiner wants to give you points every time possible. An examiner wants you to get a great score. An examiner wants to give you points. As an examiner, I can tell you, we sit in the same room all day and we repeat the same test, not exactly, but almost, maybe 15 or 20 times. The most interesting thing that happens in our day is when people like you get a great score and use some fantastic English in the exam. So if you understand why the examiner is giving you points or not giving you points in the exam, then you will understand much better what you need to do to get a great score. So the scoring system. Now I will explain the scoring system that examiners use for the speaking and writing exam. If you understand what you get points for, you can begin to plan. This is an example from a Cambridge exam, but it's generally true for all exams. So let's begin with something important. An organisation like Cambridge have one big objective, one priority. There's one thing that they care about the most. And what they want the most is that their exams be the same general experience for everyone who takes the exam. They want their exams to be uniform, so everyone takes the same exam. They have thousands of people like me working for them working long days, doing speaking exams, writing exams, listening and reading exams. One way that they can achieve this, to get all the many thousands of exams across all the world all the same, is they have simple instructions. Very simple, in fact. Simple for the student taking the exam and simple for the examiners. The training for the examiners needs to be simple. The rules and the system of scoring for the examiners needs to be simple. Cambridge want all the examiners to give the same scores for the same reasons. So the instructions for me as an examiner for these exams are all very simple. The reasons you get points are all very simple. The reasons you do not get points are all very simple. So let me explain it all to you. Here is a simple way to think about the scoring in the exam. It's a bit like steps that you want to climb. In the exams, it's not hard to get points and move up, but it is hard to lose points and move down. Imagine there are 5 levels, but you don't start on level 0, you begin at level 2. If you say nothing nice, no nice grammar or vocabulary, and just keep everything very simple, generally you will stay on level 2. Here is something important to remember. You do not get punished or lose points for bad English. Let me say that again because it's very important you understand this point. You do not lose points for making mistakes. Not unless your English becomes so terrible that the examiner can't understand anything. One key phrase to remember in the examiner guidebook that is very important for you to understand is, did the learner attempt advanced grammar? So the important word here is attempt. You get points for trying. You do not get points for saying it perfectly, but just for trying. Obviously, it's better if you say it well, but the important thing is to understand that you don't lose points for bad English, and you get points for trying nice English, not for being perfect. I cannot begin to tell you how important this is for you to understand. They organize the test so that you get points for trying something hard, not for saying something in a perfect way. You can try, get it wrong, and still get the points. Mistakes are not the important thing the examiner is looking for. The important thing is to try some nice grammar and some nice vocabulary. As an example, I've been an examiner with students who tried lots of advanced grammar or advanced vocabulary in the speaking exam. Most of the phrases had some kind of mistake. They were not perfect English, but I was not giving points for being perfect. I was giving points for trying advanced grammar or vocabulary, so they get a high score. As an examiner, I like to think about the writing and speaking exams like this. You begin the exam with a score of 40%. It's hard to move down in percentage. You get 10% more for every nice piece of grammar or vocabulary that you use. So every time you say or write 2 nice things in the exam, you move up 1 level. And remember, it's difficult to move down a level. You should always be moving up. The examiner wants you to move up too. So if you try 8 nice bits of grammar or vocabulary, you're sure to get a high score like 90 or 100%. Remember, just to be clear, that's 8 nice things in the whole exam, not 8 in each part of the exam, 8 in total. So that's 2, 3 or maybe 4 nice things to say or write in each part of the exam, depending on how many parts there are. The other things that you say or write aren't really important. So that is, for example, 4 changes of tense, or some passive or reported speech. And that doesn't include the present simple, present continuous, past simple, or the future, the basic tenses. So that's 4 changes of advanced tenses. And then some nice words or nice phrases, some idioms or phrasal verbs that work well with your ideas and your descriptions, or some combination of these things. This is what you need to be planning in the exam when you have time to plan. Use your time to think of nice phrases, nice words, nice grammar that you can put into your ideas. If you can do that in the speaking and the writing exam, you'll get a very high score. I can promise you. Planning your answers in the exam. Most people spend their time thinking about the truth, thinking about the facts, or what to say or write. The who, when, what, where, thinking about your idea. But remember, your ideas don't matter. You should spend your time thinking about this. How can you get nice grammar or nice phrasal verb or maybe a fantastic adjective into your idea? This is what gives you points. This is what you should spend your time planning. How can you answer the questions with some nice grammar and some nice vocabulary? Remember, your ideas don't matter. As long as you answer the question, your ideas can be completely crazy. The examiner is not there to assess your ideas. They are there assessing your English. For example, in the speaking exam, they ask you about your hobby. Your hobby is tennis, but you don't know any nice ways to talk about tennis. You haven't learned any nice phrases about tennis. But you know some nice phrases about horse racing. So you don't talk about tennis, you talk about horse racing. And for 1 minute of your life in the exam, you imagine that your hobby is horse racing and that you ride horses. The idea that you use doesn't matter. What matters is, are you using nice grammar or nice vocabulary to talk or write about your idea? The truth can hurt you. I've seen many students who focus on the truth when they answer questions in the writing or speaking exam. They answer about their real experiences, but if you can't use nice grammar and nice words to talk about these experiences, then they're not going to help you in the exam. It's not great for the exam. These things might be true, but they won't help you to get a great score in the exam. It's much better to lie or imagine something different, something that you can use nice words or nice grammar about. Remember, the examiner doesn't care about the truth. They are only here to test your English. If you use your imagination or lie about something, they won't know and they don't care. It's your English that matters. So in this video, we looked at how the scoring system works for the exam and the way you need to think about the exam mentality that you need. In the next video, I will give you lots of great advice that I've learned over 20 years teaching these courses, all things that will help you to get a fantastic score in whatever English exam you're going to take. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Here we are, just another typical English summer day. Just before I go, it's just me doing everything here at Blue Ocean English. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to see more, please don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe you have an idea for a video or a nice background picture that you'd like to see, or share this video with a friend. The best way for you to say thank you is to hit the like and subscribe buttons and check out my merchandise, all the nice things you can buy, t-shirts, hats. You can also check out our great books on Amazon. There's 3 phrasal verb books, An Ocean of English phrasal verbs, each book with 200 examples, a lovely picture and 3 clear examples of how we use each phrase. And then 3 books for idioms. They're called An Ocean of English Idioms. Also 3 books with 600 idioms, 200 in each book, all with a picture and 3 clear examples of how we use each idiom. Thank you very much for watching, and wherever you are, try to feel English today.